Today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make this amazing no-bake keto cheesecake. Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. We're going to take my traditional cheesecake recipe, which gets rave reviews. It is one of the most popular recipes on my blog, and we're going to turn it into a no-bake cheesecake. So my traditional cheesecake has a lot of eggs in it. It's got to bake in the oven. It's time consuming. This one is going to be no bake, so there's not going to be any baking. We don't have to worry about mixing in eggs. It's going to be super simple. We're going to start with the crust, and I've got the ingredients for my crust here. I've got almond flour, cinnamon, powdered Lakanto sweetener, and butter. So we've got 1.5 cups of almond flour, and I'm going to add in a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 cup of powdered Lakanto sweetener. And we're going to stir this up. Okay, now we're going to add in our butter. I've got 6 tablespoons of butter here, but right now I'm only going to add in half. I don't want our crust to be too wet because this one is not being baked. So let's see how this does. I want it to be more crumbly, but still come together. I'm going to add a little more butter. I'm going to guess that we added 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay, I've got a 10-inch springform pan, and we are going to pour this crust right in, and we're going to start pressing it into the bottom and then up the sides. I like to use a flat bottomed measuring cup to do this. Just makes it so much easier. Okay, this is going to go in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, just so the butter will solidify and harden, and then it will be much easier for the crust to stay together when you cut into your cheesecake. Okay, while our crust is in the refrigerator, we're going to make the filling. So just like my other cheesecake, this one is a thick cheesecake. Since it doesn't have the eggs in it, it's not going to be quite as thick as the other cheesecake, but it still has the same amount of cream cheese, which is 48 ounces. Yes, 48 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. I have had this sitting out for 4 hours, so it will get really, really soft. You want it to be really soft. So we're going to beat this with our mixer, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. And you can see just how soft that is, just how easy it is to mix. So I've got 1.5 cups of powdered sweetener, and I'm going to put in half of it just so it's easier to mix. I don't get a giant sugar bomb in my face. So we're going to mix that in. I'm going to start on a slower speed, and then I'll speed it up. Okay, now I'm going to add the rest. Okay, now I'm going to add in my vanilla and 8 ounces of sour cream. And this sour cream is also room temperature. And I've got 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now we're just going to beat this until it's completely smooth. Okay, our filling is ready for our cheesecake. So now when our crust is ready, we're going to pour this in it, and then we will go from there. Okay, our crust is ready. Our filling is ready. So now we can pour our filling into the crust. Very carefully, because this is a lot of filling. And if you wanted to, you could definitely cut this filling recipe in half. And it just wouldn't be as thick, of course, but it would still work just fine. And since this one has no eggs, feel free to lick the spatula and lick the bowl. And now I'm just going to wiggle it around, make sure it doesn't have any air bubbles. And this has got to go in the refrigerator, back in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours, so our cream cheese can set up, and then, well, I'll bring you to the next step. Okay, look at this. OMG. We left it in the refrigerator for a few hours, It looks perfect, and I decorated the top. I took the spring form off, and this is what we have. So let's cut into it. I can't wait. Of course, I'm cutting a more generous piece than I would normally do, but you have to for a video. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now let's try a bite. Look at that. That looks amazing. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Just as good as the original version with the eggs. Easier, of course. No baking involved. You have got to try this. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Oh, with the berries on top. Oh yeah, that is amazing. You have to try this recipe for a special occasion, birthday party. No one is gonna know this is keto. It is so good. So be sure you check this out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.